What's up YouTube, I'm Frank, gamer at law, and today I'm playing Judge, a courtroom simulator. By the name Gamer at Law, it's kind of inferred I'm an attorney. Yes, I'm an attorney, I'm a lawyer. Don't make the same mistake I did. Don't go to law school, public service announcement, just kidding. In any event, I'm gonna test my lawyerly knowledge in this courtroom simulator. So you get to witness firsthand if I'm actually a good attorney. I mean, no promises, but let's see what this game is all about. Let's see how well or how poorly I do. Okay, so here we go. We got our first case. Okay, so here we go. We got our first case. Case remaining 5. Favor with governor 50%. Not sure what that's all about. Case overturned on appeal 0. Alright, so we got first case. The case of Kurt Dotter versus the state. State's attorney, Your Honor, the defendant was clocked at speeding down a private roadway in a recklessly dangerous manner. Defense attorney, Your Honor, my client was speeding. However, he was operating a vehicle on his way. Operating a vehicle on his own property. The state has no jurisdiction to enforce speed limits on private property. Alright, so what do we do now? Should we acquit him? Let's see again. What do we got here? Down a private road in a recklessly dangerous manner. Can the state... I don't know what's, criminal laws, they're state specific. I don't know what the state is. So if I get this wrong, then that's the reason why. The state has no jurisdiction to enforce speed limits on private property. I'm gonna acquit him. Alright, let's see. Case overturned on appeal. Now I got 1, and my favorite with the governor is down to 35%. I guess I should have found that guy guilty. The case of Yogi Hazmat versus the state. State's attorney, Your Honor, a call was received by the police department from a concerned citizen. As troopers began to look for the car in question, it was clocked going over the speed limit in violation of the state highway laws. Alright, this seems pretty easy enough. Defendant's attorney, Your Honor, the police lacked probable cause to begin looking for a car merely described as driving erratically, matching my client's description. My client would have never pulled over absent this improper tip. Okay, so this is guilty, and I'll tell you why if you're still watching this. Maybe there's people watching who are thinking about going to law school who are lawyers. Or maybe you're in law school. Alright, so they observed him going 55. The speed limit's 40. They lacked probable cause to begin looking for him. That doesn't matter. They witnessed a crime, so they don't really need probable cause right here. If any event, they had probable cause to look for him because he was, they saw him breaking the law. So let's find Yogi Hazmat. Let's find this guy guilty. Convict. Yes, our favor with the judge with the governor went up. Hey, governor. All right, the case of John Wetmore versus the state. Your Honor, the defendant was visually seen by an officer speeding down a residential street when he cut across a lawn. That sounds dangerous. This is highly dangerous. That's what I just said. The state asked that the defendant be charged to the fullest extent of the law for endangering others. All right. Your Honor, the defendant was not clocked at any particular speed with a radar gun. There's no way for the officer to know the true speed here. We asked the case to dismiss. Well, alright, so maybe they don't, a radar gun is not the only way you can clock someone speeding. They also have speed traps with lines so they could time it. So that's not true. He was also cut across a lawn. So, let's see, observed speed 71, speed limit 40. Let's convict this guy too. Yes, our favor with the governor just shot back up. Cases remaining 2. The case of Joseph, I'm not going to try to pronounce that name, versus the state. Your Honor, the defendant was caught speeding by a state trooper. Personal emergencies are no excuse to break the law. The defendant was trying to get his wife to the hospital because she was in labor. All right, well, exigent circumstances. I'm going to acquit this guy. All right. Should I quit him? I mean, common sense would say, like, I'm sure the cop would let him go. I don't think personal emergencies would allow him to break the law. Maybe. Let's acquit him. Oh, man. We lost that one? For real? No cop would really give him a ticket. They'd probably escort him to the hospital. Oh, man. All right, so this guy was drinking and driving. The defendant was seen drunkenly wandering around a school playground late one evening. Okay, when asked what he was doing there, he mumbled something inarticulate to the officer. He was then arrested for trespassing and while being booked was breathalyzed. My client showed no clear signs of intoxication while he was trespassing. The breathalyzer at the police station constituted a legal search of his person. Not true, because once he was arrested, they had probable cause then to at least search him, especially if they were going to be booking him. Search him, pat him down, search him for weapons, whatnot. Plus, the fact that he was mumbling something inarticulate, they would have had reason to give him breathalyzer. So let's convict this guy. Yes. So favor with the governor 49%. Case overturned on appeal 2. Yikes. Case remaining 5. Let's return to court. All right, so the case of Jeff Bennett versus the state's attorney. I guess this is just the game. I guess I'm this guy up here. There's no defendant though. There's just random people walking around. You know what's the worst about this? I think is the music. This music is enough to make you go insane. All right, let's dabble in some more law, shall we? This is like Law and Order without the excitement. Let's see. The case of Jeff Bennett versus the state. State's attorney, Your Honor, the defendant was visually seen by an officer speeding down a residential street. This is highly dangerous. The state asks that Your Honor throw the book at the defendant. Your Honor, the defendant was not clocked at any particular speed with the radar gun. There's no way. We already did this. We already did these facts. All right, let's convict this guy. Yeah, well, let's just convict everybody. You're guilty, everybody's guilty. State's attorney, the defendant was pulled over after a call was placed to the police department from a driver who noticed the defendant consuming a mini bottle at a stoplight. Defendant's attorney, Your Honor. Oh, this is Lam Dong versus the state. Okay. Your Honor, this witness acted as a government agent and had no right to functionally search the defendant's car by seeing. Well, he didn't search him by looking at him, so that's no. So I'm not even going to read the rest of it. Let's convict him. All right, 60% with the governor. Clearly, the governor likes people getting convicted and going to jail. All right, case remaining 2. I guess I'm just supposed to do this until I like botch the 2 cases. All right, the case of Dan Start versus the state. The defendant was arrested after driving up to a preset DUI checkpoint on Friday, April 17th. Once their officers quickly noticed his blood alcohol level was excessive and arrested him. All right, Your Honor, despite the BAC reading, blood alcohol content, my client was capable of operating a motor vehicle. It doesn't matter. BAC can be a mere indication of recent alcohol consumption. It's not indicative of intoxication. Okay, so they have the legal limit, and if his blood alcohol was over it, doesn't matter if he could still, quote, operate it. He was over it, so this is going to be, we're throwing the book at this guy. If you like this video, leave a like. Hit me up with the comments, legal questions, unless you're asking why I went to law school, because the honest answer is I don't know. Wish I hadn't. Just kidding. Let's convict this guy. Boom. All right, the case. All right, 67% with the governor. 1 case. This is our last case. Hope we don't mess it up. The case of Trolls Voss Knudsen versus the state. The state brings charges for illegal operation of a bicycle while the defendant was drunk. Believe it or not, operating any vehicle with wheels while intoxicated is a crime. Okay. Your Honor, my client was merely trying to be responsible. He had to get to work, and a bicycle was the safest option given his condition. You can still have a DUI on a bicycle if he's operating on a public highway. So let's convict this guy. 74% favor with the governor. Case overturned on appeal still only remains at 2. So I guess you just keep going until you botch those cases. We're gonna see how long we can go. I might be here all night just convicting people left and right. There's no one that I've acquitted yet. I mean, the 2 people I did, the governor wasn't happy about it. So the case of Dan Start versus State. Oh, Dan Start's back? Man, we already convicted this guy. Oh, we already did this one. Guy crowd across the lawn. All right, let's convict the guy. 80% with the governor. Kirkland Shuttle. Defendant was drunk. Oh, we already did this. They're already... Man, I guess there's a reason why this game was like a few dollars on Steam. Because they're already repeating themselves. Case remaining 1. Let's convict this guy too. 87% with the governor. Back. 2 more cases already? All right. Cut across the lawn. Whoa, my gosh. These are different people. The case of Voss versus the state. All these defendants are just cutting across lawns. All right, let's just convict this guy too. Kenny Goldbottom. You're getting convicted just because of your name, bro. Speeding down, convict him. 99% with the governor. All right, Dominic Blender. Oh, new fact pattern. Yay, what? The defendant was at a gas station pumping gas when she left. Oh, I guess her name's Dominique. The defendant was at a gas station pumping gas when she left the gas pump nozzle inserted in her car as she tried to drive away. I don't think this is a crime. Her actions caused the gas main to rip out, spewing gas across the property. Okay, so she could be, liable for property damage, but not criminal. Subsequent talking with the defendant led the responding officer to believe she was intoxicated and a breathalyzer was utilized. Ooh, so this is getting interesting now. It's getting interesting. Defendant's attorney. Your Honor, my client simply asked for a pass in this matter. My client has never committed a crime prior to this. With a clean record, surely one instance can be forgiven. Well, that may be the truth. Lots of states, Pennsylvania, where I am, has this thing called ARD. So first time offense, you can complete it, and that's basically it. So we're still going to convict this person because this was her first time. There's a first time for everything. What a cop once said to me while I was getting my first speeding ticket, and when I told him this is my first speeding ticket, he said there's a first time for everything. So first time to convict this lady. Convicted. 106% favor with the governor. What? The case of Kirkland Shuttle? My man Kirkland's back. Alright, this is a new fact pattern too. Defendant was pulled over by state trooper driving erratically. All these people are driving drunk. Don't drink and drive. After asking for the defendant's license and registration, officer noticed the strong odor of alcohol. The state brings charge of driving under influence. Your Honor, the state's lack of evidence for the supposed erratic driving are not presented. The officer had no reason to pull my client over. So this is what happens when there be a motion to suppress evidence. So this guy gets arrested or stopped, right? And breathalyzed, right? And blood alcohol above the legal limit, you think, boom, DUI. Not the case. So you have to go back to, did the cop have it's not reasonable cause, but did the cop have reasonable suspicion to pull the guy over in the first place? All right, so you go back to, was the stop itself justified? And in this situation, the stop was justified. If there's erratic driving, the cop's testimony is the erratic driving would be enough to justify the stop, which then led to the alcohol. So what you would be trying to do in this situation is suppress the evidence of the blood alcohol, but saying that there was no reason to stop him in the first place. But not in my court. This guy is going to jail. Convicted. Case remaining 3. I still didn't go up to favor with the governor. I'm still 106%. Case of Grant Frauder. Your Honor, the defendant was caught driving in excess of a safe speed. He was driving on an unfinished highway, which was closed to the public. I haven't done that before. As soon as he entered a public roadway, an officer pulled the defendant over and charged him with speeding. Okay? Your Honor, my client was speeding on property where he could not have endangered others. He was not speeding anytime while on the public roadway. Officer had no jurisdiction. Nope. This convicting this guy. Oh wait, what? Oh man, I shouldn't have convicted him. I should have read the rest. Maybe that's my bad. I sent that guy to jail, but overturned on appeal, so he's good. But our favor with the governor went down. All right. The case of Joel H. Rosner versus the state. Your Honor, the defendant was caught driving in excess of a safe speed as he was driving on his farm. As soon as he entered a public roadway, an officer pulled the defendant over and charged him with speeding. Your Honor, my client was speeding on his own property. He was not speeding at any time on the public road. This officer has no jurisdiction to clock him on his own property and charge him when not breaking the law on a public roadway. Well, let's acquit this guy. What? I shouldn't have acquitted him? That's the same fact pattern as the last one. So you want me to let the guy on the unfinished road speeding go, but convict the guy who was driving on his farm? What? That's not. What would he charge him with? He clocked him, but what's the speed limit on his farm? I don't think so, man. What state is this in? The case of Ian Bergmeyer versus the state. Your Honor, the defendant was clocked as speeding. Wow, these are my Achilles heel, these private roadway ones. He was clocked speeding down a private roadway in a recklessly dangerous manner. Your Honor, my client was speeding. However, he was operating a vehicle on his own property. The state has no jurisdiction. All right, so we just acquitted the guy on the farm, and the governor was like, you guys are terrible, so let's convict this guy. Hey, it went down. You can't win in this court. You cannot win with this governor. The case of John Tankersley versus the state. Your Honor, the defendant was visually seen by an officer speeding down a residential street when he cut across the lawn. All right, we already know this guy. We're convicting him. The defendant was Charlie Hasselberg on Friday. All right, we're repeating fact patterns again, or unless these people are committing the same crimes. Let's convict this guy. All right, now we're up to 110, but we had 5 cases overturned on appeal. Gas station. All right, let's convict this guy. 117, 1 case remaining. Last and final one, the case of Elena Pagliarini. Oh no, unfinished highway. All right, so this is the one we got wrong before. All right, so close to the public as soon as. All right, so let's really take a look at this. Defendant was caught driving in excess of a safe speed as he was driving on an unfinished highway, which was closed to the public. As soon as he entered a public roadway, an officer pulled the defendant over and charged him with speeding. All right, caught in excess of a safe speed as he was driving on an unfinished highway. They don't say what to say. Okay, observed speed. Ooh, all right, so this is what I didn't look at the evidence before. The observed speed is 71. All right, why do we have 70 and 71? Observed speed 70, observed speed 71. As soon as he entered a public roadway, an officer pulled the defendant over and charged him with speeding. Your Honor, my client was speeding on a property where he could not have endangered others. He was not speeding any time on the public roadway. This officer had no jurisdiction to clock him on non-public use property as he was not on a public road. I'm going to acquit this guy because it looks like was this only like 71, maybe going 1 mile over? Oh, fingers crossed. I feel like we convicted this guy before, and the governor didn't like it, so let's quit him. What? We convicted this guy before, man. All right. Your Honor, call was received by the police department from a concerned citizen. Look at the guy was clocked going over the speed limit. We convict this guy. All right, 120. Last case. Better get this right. Excess speed as he was unfinished highway. All right, so we did this one before. Observed speed 63. Why is there 2 observed speeds? All right, so let's convict him. Wow, we acquitted him last time. And you can't win. We acquitted him last time, and the governor didn't like it. All right, let's try this again. Last time, I'm telling you, we got to finish strong here. The defendant was clocked to speeding on private property in a reckless manner. Operating power on his own vehicle. There's no privilege. This is all private property again. Let's acquit him. Man, all right, let's just convict everybody. Convict him. 100. All right, so we did that. I'm just Nick May. You're going to jail, my friend. Convict. 125. Connell Fallon, you're going to jail too. Boom. 132. that's it. I say, you know, our job here is done. We've sent enough people to jail. We had 9 cases overturned on appeal. Well, I guess we're not very good judges. In any event, if you like this video, hit the like button. This game is available on Steam. As you see, though, it's a little bit redundant. The music is terrible, by the way. It's driving me insane. That's probably why I got all those wrong, because I just couldn't take the music. But if you like this game and you want to test your hand at judgeship, Law and Order, if you want to be Judge Dredd, you want to be the law, check it out. It's on Steam. It was a couple bucks, but it's, you get what you pay for, because it's basically the same thing over and over again. But hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.